Same question for Dee Ford. He's always hurt. He played a decent week 1. He made it through 46 snaps, and now he has neck spasms and is questionable for the Jets game. I mean, obviously, we're concerned about Dee Ford, but is this getting out of hand? What should we think about Dee Ford moving on? Excuse me, Leo, why don't you start us? My bad. I'm used to going to Jose. Yeah.
It's okay. Absolutely, they should be concerned. I think we were all concerned last year, knowing his history with the Kansas City Chiefs. And then his first year with the 49ers, it's the same exact thing. Second year, same exact thing. So they should absolutely be concerned, especially when you're paying him this amount of money that they are. It's alarming, and I don't know how much more you could go on with this.
Maverick froze. We'll come back to Maverick. Nick, you're up.
I have Dee Ford as a top 5 player of importance over the course of this upcoming season, along with Garoppolo, Kittle, Williams, and Bosa. Dee Ford's top 5 as far as how important he is to be healthy and to contribute towards a playoff run, towards a championship run, and it is getting out of hand. If you look at all of if I have this nice banner in my face,
sorry. My bad.
You're good.
You're
good. As it's getting out of hand, with the knee tendonitis is what he dealt with last year. Then he had the other leg injuries, and now it's his neck. It's just always something with him. And I get he did a good deed and restructured his contract and cleared up all that cap space that the team hasn't done anything with necessarily yet. So the Dee Ford show, he needs to be on the field. And I've been a huge advocate in trying to suggest his splits and how the team is so much better when he's on the field. It's just becoming beyond unfortunate that he can't stay healthy. He's a vital part of the team. It's frustrating that different parts of his body keep getting injured randomly. I don't know how he got the neck spasms, but that's where I stand with Dee Ford. He's got to live up to that contract, live up to that top 10 pass rusher money that the team gave him, and be on the field consistently.
Strong words, Nick. Maverick, you're up.
Yeah, sorry about the internet. I don't know how Leo's car gets better internet than in my house, but I mean, I'm sure everything was already said about Dee Ford. He's not on the field. He's played 30 prior to this season, last 3 seasons, 33 total games for that much money. That's not enough to, I guess, be of that money. A lot of fans wanted him released in the offseason to free up cap space, and I think the Niners showed that they're at least a little committed to him, but he needs to be on the field and show that investment back.
Yeah, I think there's big-time concerns about Dee Ford, and it's not necessarily the latest injury. I mean, the concern is that there's always a latest injury, and that he never seems to play through any of them. I mean, he's the second highest paid player on the team, and a neck spasm is going to keep him out of the game? A neck spasm. I mean, we don't know, but he should play through this if he can't. To me, it seems like Dee Ford, I mean, you look at his history. In 2018, he played like 1,000 snaps for the Chiefs. He was real motivated to get paid. He got paid, and now he can't play through any injury. He played 232 snaps last year. He played 46 snaps week 1, and now he's out or he's questionable. I mean, to me, same theme as with George Kittle. I want to see what these guys do after you get paid big time money, because a lot of times, I mean, what made the Niners last year was how hard everyone was working to prove themselves. Kittle to Kyle Shanahan. I mean, all of them needed to prove themselves. And they got to the Super Bowl. They lost. Great season. A lot of guys have gotten paid. And there's not that same urgency to prove yourself anymore, to use the same phrase over and over and over again. And again, if you're an obsessive compulsive person who's obsessed with perfection, great. Money doesn't come into the equation. But most people aren't that way. Most people naturally backslide a little bit with their effort once they get millions of dollars. Not that I can speak from experience. I'm just hurt. So Dee Ford, come on, dude. They're paying you a lot of money. Play through a neck spasm or not. If you don't, you got to start wondering if this Niner team is kind of like fat and happy, a bunch of fat cats. Like, where's the urgency? Where's the urgency to prove yourself again? D, looking at you, D. Okay, is that fair?
Right.
Play. Freaking play, D. What do you guys say, Leo?
And go ahead, Leo.
No, go ahead. You've been high on Dee Ford. This is on you.
I had a column this past week, Studs and Duds. I had Dee Ford as a dud. I was joking around saying the team's paying him to be a pass rusher, not to impersonate Harry Houdini. Like, where is he? Like, where was he? I went back and watched some of the all 22 film, but at times, I don't know if he was tired, gassed, whatever the case may be. It looked very low effort on his end, and it was just concerning for me. Yeah, he did have one nice high motor play where I think there was a screen pass or something to Larry Fitzgerald, and he tracked him down across the field. I don't know if it was Hopkins or Fitzgerald, whoever it was, but it was an impressive tackle for Ford, who started off at the line of scrimmage. But outside of that one full-on effort play, where was he?
One more player before we move on that I'm looking at in terms of how motivated are they, and they're rich, because this guy was really, really good before he got paid. I'm talking Jimmy Garoppolo.
I know.
And then he got the biggest contract ever for a guy who had just started 7 games, and he's played really well, won a lot of games. But what we saw from him week 1 is a guy whose mechanics were all messed up. And it's like, how can a guy who's almost 29 years old, who's been improving, backslide like that? And all I can come back to is, well, dude got paid already. What is the urgency for him to perfect his mechanics once he's already worth $50, $60 million? Now, for Drew Brees, Tom Brady, Peyton Manning, the motivation was the pursuit of perfection. Is Jimmy Garoppolo motivated like that? I have no idea. And from what we saw week 1, I got to at least question it. Anyway, should we move on? Okay. Sure. Unless I really upset someone and someone wants to
real quick.
Go for it.
You didn't upset me on. Real quick. So how big would this Jadeveon Clowney signing would have been? I know he got no sacks week 1. I understand that. But with Dee Ford unable to be on the field, why did they not do it? They opened up the cap. They opened it up.
Yeah.
It would have get them started.
Oh, man. That would have been a godsend for them right now. But they rolled the dice with Dee Ford, and look what happened.